Alright, so let's take a look at the forwards invited to represent the Super Falcons at the upcoming Revelation Cup in Mexico. Please don't forget to like this video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much. First, we start with Asisat Oshoala of Barcelona, returning to the team for the first time since the Women's AFCON in Morocco. As you may or may not know, she got injured in the first match of that competition, and that was that for Asisat Oshoala and the national team until this moment. And right now, and at this moment, is a good time to have Asisat Oshoala in the team because her form at a club side is just frightening at the moment. She has scored 18 goals in 18 appearances in the Women's La Liga, and she has been special all around for Barcelona, helped them win the Women's Super Cup. If not for her in the semifinals against Real Madrid, I don't think they'll win that competition right there. Now, there is the talk about the missed chances and stuff like that, but me personally, I'm not worried about any of that because I feel like she's still building on her form. I don't think this is the finished product. I feel like she's gonna get better and better, and all those things are gonna take care of themselves. But as of right now, you can't take anything away from 18 goals and 18 appearances. No matter how you try to dish it out and explain to people that she's missing chances, whenever they hear that 18 goals and 18 appearances, there's not much more you can really say. Next, we have Esther Okoronkwo, who plays for AS Saint-Etienne in the French Women's 2nd Division. Another player who's returning to the team from a long injury layoff. But unlike Asisat Oshoala, she didn't even make it to the Women's AFCON. She joined the Super Falcons at the Summer Series in the USA, and that was in 2021, I believe. She was also part of the Women's AFCON qualification series, scored the winning goal against Ivory Coast away from home. That match ended 1-0. So she definitely was an important player for the team before her injury, and the hope is that she can come back and take up from where she left off. Up next is Ifeoma Onumonu of Gotham FC in the USA. Just like Esther Okoronkwo, she's been part of the team since the Summer Series, has been pretty much a starter on the team since the Women's AFCON qualifiers against Ivory Coast. She scored 2 goals in the first leg of that match. She's also started most of the matches at the Women's AFCON. She put in the assist for the goal that qualified Nigeria to the Women's World Cup this year, and that was that beautiful cross that Rasheedat Ajibade put into the net against Cameroon. Next, we have Chiwendu Ihezu of Rayadas Monterrey in Mexico. Recently moved to Mexico from the Chinese Women's Super League, and she was also affected by the Chinese league being stopped during the COVID period. Now, her last big moment with the Super Falcons came in 2018, and that was the Women's AFCON in 2018. She was part of the penalty shootout in the final match, and she actually scored her penalty, helping the team lift the trophy at the end. Now, she has had other appearances since then, but none at the magnitude of that moment. Next up, we have Francisco Odega of CSKA Moscow in Russia. Last we saw Francisco Odega, she was lifting the Russian Cup with her team. She definitely looked like she was in top form in that match. Hopefully we get to see some of that when she comes to the Super Falcons. Now, just like Chiwendu Ihezu, she was in China when they had the little layoff in their leagues, and I kind of feel it really showed in her performances for the Super Falcons, and she didn't feature as prominently as we would expect her to for the team, especially in the Women's AFCON. Next up, and last but not least, we have Uchenna Kanu of Racing Louisville in the US. She recently moved from Tigres in the Mexican Women's 1st Division, and she did so on a record price, and this was after winning the league with her team and also after defeating FC Bayern in a friendly. She scored the only goal of that match. At this very moment, she is definitely one of the hottest female footballers on the planet, and let's not forget that she scored for the Super Falcons in their last match against the USA. Uchenna Kanu is definitely worth the price of admission, and we definitely can't wait to see what she does when she gets with the team. So yeah, those are the forwards selected to represent the Super Falcons at the Revelation Cup in Mexico. Please don't forget to like this video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.